Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is December 27th. Right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery here, and we've had some strong winds across the area, and that's because of this low pressure center out here. But we should be subsiding these winds gradually as we go through the late morning hours on into the afternoon today. But we've got other systems out here, and we'll go into those in some detail here as well. We're also going to talk about El Nino and its effects on the current weather right now. Also, we'll dive into that a little bit here as we go through the video this morning. Wind advisory still up right now. I'm not sure if that's going to expire here pretty soon, but we did have some pretty gusty winds here over the last, over since midnight here. We're going to go over some of those speeds also. And we got some big waves incoming as well. You can see the coastal flood advisory. We got high surf advisory out there as well. Some big waves incoming here, and be very careful if you're out and about towards the ocean over the next few days and on in through the end of this week here and towards the weekend. Some increased wave activity, and you can see that here, the high surf on the National Weather Service Portland. Chaotic surf in the zone. Beachgoers can be swept in and into the surf here. It happens every single year. Do not turn your back on the ocean out there. There's big logs out there, and it is not a good thing if you get swept out into the ocean. Just go find a nice high perch out there if you want to go out and wave watch. And this is the high winds out there still across some of portions of northeast Oregon out here, and some of those gusty winds probably still ongoing as we speak right now. This is updated this morning. High winds still expected out there. Now, taking a look at the wave action out over the coastline, you see we're actually going to get an uptick here as we go through tonight into tomorrow morning. So tomorrow morning, some crazy wave activity along Vancouver Island, Washington, Oregon, sweeping down through California as well. And heck, all the way out to where I am in Hawaii out there. If you're wondering why I'm doing the briefing out here in a car, on vacation here, and I'm always up for practicing my setup here for when I go storm chasing as well. So this is kind of keeping me in, up to speed here with my equipment here and trying to make all the improvements I need. So like when I go out for chasing for 2 weeks at a time, I can still do my daily briefings. But anyway, take a look at some of the wind speeds. Look at Vancouver Island up here. I mean, some really intense gusts here with that storm system off the coast side. Even some of the southwest BC got in the action. Some east winds here across, North Bend, just to the east of North Bend. Some of the Enumclaw area also. Some strong winds even off the coastline as well. And even down towards Oregon, southern Oregon, there was some high wind warnings up. Also some blustery winds on the coastline here. And that's why that high wind warning there was across northeast Oregon also here. And if I click on that one here, I don't want to zoom in too much there, but let me click on that again. You can see you got Union County Airport out there gusting 63 miles per hour. Now, taking a look at that storm system, this is a 100-meter wind speed, and this is looking at the European. Put that into motion. You can see as we went through the overnight hours into this morning, and then we start to relax that gradient somewhat. You can kind of see that across the Washington, Oregon Cascades, we start to relax that gradient. But again, the strong winds across from Vancouver Island, western BC, up towards Haida Gwaii, is a deep low pressure center off the shoreline there, continues to spin and lift northward. And then you can see another burst of wind probably as we go through tonight across the northwest interior, some of the coastal areas as well, as that pressure rise starts behind this low pressure center, moving off to the north. Now, taking a look at the dynamic tropopause, I want to show you guys something here, because if we look down here, you can see this gradient. This is really an El Nino signature here. Of course, we got the warm water across the equatorial Pacific, and we got the jet stream extended across the Pacific Ocean here. This is basically the reverse of La Nina. La Nina, we have the strong jet stream set way back across the western Pacific Ocean here. Then we bring some ridging here, and we tend to get cooler northwest flow into the Pacific Northwest, better chances for snow, usually better mountain snow. But during El Nino, the reverse happens. We got the strong jet all the way here. So the ridging tends to be closer here to the west coast, known as Pacific Decadal Oscillation positive here. And we get kind of this warm southwesterly flow, and these storm systems really develop off the coastline here, and they are not that progressive here. So that's why we're getting this kind of typical setups right now with that east flow here. Yeah, this is definitely an El Nino flavor, and this is looking at that jet stream here. And if I put that into motion, you can see that jet stream powered all the way across Pacific Ocean here, kind of like a whip here, sending some strong storms towards the west coast of North America. Some of these impacting California, and some of them are impacting us in the Pacific Northwest with some gusty winds here as well. But yeah, classic El Nino signature. And again, La Nina, that jet stream tends to be set way back here, so we get ridging here instead, and then we bring that more of a variable jet stream, and mainly out of the northwest a lot of times, and that tends to bring us cooler weather on in through the spring. Now, looking at the European, this is last night's run. So as we go through the day today, you can see some precipitation coming across the area, kind of mainly enhanced across Northern California, some of Western BC, Vancouver Island there also. And we scroll on into towards Thursday night, tomorrow night, and then we bring another system off the coastline there. But you can see it's not spreading too much precipitation that far inland, but it is targeting some portions of Western BC as we get these deep low pressures again, kind of that southerly flow there, but it's not too progressive inlet here. And that one should be a pretty decent storm for California also, kind of caught up in that split flow here, kind of an El Nino characteristic. And this is looking at the GFS, total precipitation in inches. This one is hot off the presses. I'm going to scroll through here and you can see Southern California, some of Southwest Oregon also targeted here as well. I got to point that out. Olympic Mountains, again, Vancouver Island, some of Southwest BC, Haida Gwaii out there. But you can see the precipitation totals, at least initially, are not that impressive across the Oregon, Washington Cascades. A little bit better amounts across some of the coastal areas, but you can really see it targeting some of Vancouver Island, Western BC again. And we scroll on out in through later portions of the week. You see California getting their next storm there. And look at Seattle. And by the time we get towards Saturday morning, still only 0.15 of an inch of additional precip. Same thing for Portland. Not much east of the Cascades as well, as those strong storms off the coastline there. Definitely a characteristic of El Nino. Now, here's the NAM 3 cam. I wanted to show you this also. This is hot off the presses. We put this into motion. You can see some of that precip spinning across the area today. Then we bring some of the cool, showery weather out here. And I wouldn't 100% rule out a lightning strike possible with some of this activity here as we go on in through this afternoon and evening there. And then it kind of wraps up there as we go on in through the day Thursday. But then we got precip from the next storm kind of coming up over the area, but nothing heavy, at least for Seattle or Portland, as I mentioned. Now, taking a look at total snow, this is the NAM 3 cam, again, hot off the presses. And you can see we do get a bit for the northern Cascades here, but not a major snowstorm by any means, and probably better amounts across some of Western BC here. But yeah, we continue to search for some of these bigger snowfalls here into the Pacific Northwest, and they can be hard to come by in these El Nino years. This is the 8 to 14 day precipitation probability outlook. And I brought this one up because the 6 to 10 day still has that below average signal up here. But this one goes through January 9th, and just kind of searching off in the tea leaves here for maybe some more active weather coming in here. But it can be hard to come by, at least for our typical cooler winter periods during these El Nino years. So we'll continue to watch for that. The good news is, as I've mentioned in the past, we look like we're going to be going towards neutral or La Nina conditions again next season here. So we have that to look forward to as well. But we'll continue to break things down day by day because, I mean, things are still pretty active. As we saw, we got big winds across the area. So the storm is pretty fierce. Big waves along the coastline as well. So yeah, there's always something to watch when you're looking at the weather anyway. But anyway, I hope you guys are liking these videos. I'm going to continue to kind of streamline my process here with doing this on a tablet in a car. I am south of Hilo, Hawaii here. And yeah, I'll be out here for the next few days trying to continue to put out these briefings here. And yeah, hopefully it's getting the point across to everybody. And let me know what you guys think. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.